Good morning all. I am Dr. Rajita. I am from English department, Vardhaman College of Engineering. Today we are going to discuss tenses, and let me see what is exactly tenses. It denotes time. Let me write it on the board. In all our native languages we have basically three tenses. The first one is present tense, second one is past tense, then future tense. Whereas in English we have 12 tenses. Each basic tense is classified into 4 forms. The first one under present tense is simple present tense, present continuous, present perfect and present perfect continuous. In the same manner, even for past tense also we have 4 tenses, and future tense also we have 4 tenses. Let me write the first one, that is present tense. So under this we have 4. The first one is simple present tense. The second one is present continuous. Then we have present perfect. Then we have present perfect continuous tense. Why we are discussing this topic today? Because most of the students are not good at tenses. Especially when it comes to interviews and all, they go for wrong sentences. And many a time, instead of using present tense, they use past tense. And instead of using past tense, they use present tense, and present continuous instead of that past continuous. So let's discuss what's the difference between simple present tense and simple past tense, or present continuous or past continuous, or any other tense we can say. So many of the students go wrong with simple present tense. Though it seems to be very simple, present tense is not that simple. So we have action verbs, non-action verbs, and action cum non-action verbs. Under this, we also have to learn what are the subjects and the verb forms. If you are thorough with the verb forms, we can frame sentences properly. So let's start with simple present tense. So this is simple present tense. Let's start with positive sentences and slightly discuss negative sentences also. As I told you that there are action verbs and non-action verbs. Action verbs means the verbs which denote actions. Non-action verbs, we use non-action verbs in the simple present tense, like the be forms, is, am, are. Even under past tense also we have non-action verbs like was or were. And we have this third form also. Like you can say, if you take simple present tense positive sentences, we need a subject which should be followed by a present form of the verb, which should be followed by an object. Object is optional. It is always optional. Whereas in the negative sentences, subject will be there. If you take the action verbs, the structure goes like this. Do or does plus subject V1, not plus V1. Okay. So when should we use this do and when should we use does? With all the third person singulars we have to use does. For rest of the subjects we have to use do. Like with he, she, it, and all the singular nouns we have to use does. And with rest of the subjects like I, we, you, or they, we have to use do. These are the helping verbs generally we use. And here if we take the subject as I, and if you take the verb as take, I take tea. This is a positive sentence. If you want to convert this into negative sentence, then it goes like this. I, as I told you that I always take the helping verb do. So it is do plus not, it is not. I do not. V1 is take tea. Suppose you take he as the subject. He, instead of take, we have to go for takes. For all the third person singulars, we have to use S form. So it is takes tea. And if it is negative sentence, as I told you, to start with he, and we have to take the helping verb does. Not take, he does not take tea, or she does not take tea. Or Raju does not take tea, or my mother does not take tea. But we do not take tea, I do not take tea, they do not take tea. So this is for action verbs. And we have non-action verbs also. Let's discuss past tense now. When we use past tense, generally we use it for finished action, completely finished action with time indication. That is the difference between present perfect and simple past. So here also the structure goes like this. For the positive sentences, subject is followed by the second form of the verb. V2 is nothing but past tense or second form of the verb, followed by object, then time. Suppose any action is finished, for that we use it. So instead of I take tea, if you want to use the past tense of it, then it is I, the past tense of take is took. I took tea yesterday or in the morning. Suppose you want to go for a negative sentence for this. Negative sentence. This is a structure for this. Subject plus. In present tense we used do or does, whereas here we are using the helping verb did plus not plus once again it is V1 followed by time. So remember that in all the negative sentences we use V1, that is present form of the verb. Only the helping verb changes. In present tense we have do or does, in past tense we use did, in the future tense we use will or shall or any other modal auxiliaries also. So if you convert this sentence into past tense, that is negative sentence, I, helping verb is did, then not, once again we have to go for take, it is not took. Many students go wrong with I did not took tea, I did not brought the book, which is wrong. We have to go for it is V1, I did not take tea in the morning or yesterday. So this is also, this is a structure for action verbs, right? And the next one is future tense. First we'll finish all this simple future tense, simple past tense, simple future tense. So here for positive sentences, subject is followed by the modal auxiliary will or shall. So that is will or shall plus V1. If you want to take an object, you can take an object. Okay. So this is the structure for positive sentences. This is generally used for future actions. With time indication or without time indication also, you can use future tense. You can say that I will attend the class tomorrow. I will attend the class tomorrow. So with time indication. If you don't want to give the time, you can say that I will attend the class. That's okay. Anyhow, it indicates future action. Negative sentence for this, subject is followed by will or shall plus not plus V1 object. If you want, you can use it. The same sentence, if you convert, I take will, then use not, then attend, I will not attend the class tomorrow. So this is a brief discussion on what simple present tense, simple past and simple future tense. Okay. And the next one we'll talk about, let's discuss the continuous forms now. Present continuous and past continuous. Present continuous is rather easy. Even if you ask any person who is illiterate in India, also can give sentences in continuous form. Like you can say that people talking I am drinking, or instead of I am drinking, that fellow says I drinking, I going and all. But somehow everybody uses present continuous, means usually confidently we can say. So let's take present continuous. When should we use present continuous? This is generally used for any action which is continuing right now. If the action is in progress, we use present continuous. And it has got another function also, that is for near future action, we use present continuous. So this is the major function of present continuous. So present continuous, read it as present continuous. Structure goes like this. For the positive sentences, subject plus, we use the helping verbs is, am or are plus ing form. We also call it V4 or fourth form of the verb, ing form of the verb. If you want to use object, you can use it. Okay. I am teaching, I am teaching a lesson. It means at present I am teaching a lesson. The action is continuing right now. And negative sentence for this is same thing, subject plus is or am, take any helping verb, these are used as helping verbs, are plus not plus ing form. The sentence goes like this, I am not teaching a lesson. Okay, suppose you want to use it as for any near future action. I am not coming to class tomorrow. Generally we use it. Knowingly or unknowingly we use the present continuous form, but this indicates near future action. And the next one is past continuous. Let's go for past continuous because both are a bit similar. Subject plus was or were. Here the helping verbs are was or were. For singulars we use was, plurals we use were. And almost it is similar, present continuous and past continuous, was or were plus ing form. There it was is, am, are, here it is was or were. So he was playing cricket. He was playing cricket. What does it say? It talks about any action which continued in the past. Past continuous is used for any action which continued in the past. It is also used for any two actions like simultaneous actions continued in the past. And also for any series of actions also we can use past continuous. Single action also we can use past continuous for any action which was continuing in the past, not present. So he was playing cricket. Suppose you want to go for negative sentence, subject plus was or were plus not plus ing form. The same sentence, if you convert, he was not playing cricket. He was not playing cricket. Or we can go for any number of sentences. So this is rather easier if you learn the sentences by using the structure. It's something like mathematics we can say. So there we use the different helping verb in the present continuous, past continuous we use different helping verbs. Rest of the things are same. It's easy to understand. And the next one is present perfect and past perfect. Present perfect. Here the helping verbs vary. For positive sentence, subject plus have or has plus V3. If you want to go for object, you can use it. Present perfect generally used for any action which has been just finished. We can use it for any action which has been just finished. And also for any action without time indication also we can use. Sometimes it also can be used for any action which started in the past and continuing till this moment. Okay, let us discuss the first one here. So have, as I told you, like in the simple present tense I told you that with third person singulars we have to use does. In the same manner, third person singulars we have to use has. Rest of the subjects we have to use have. So let's take the third person singular. Since it is third person singular, we have to use the helping verb has, and V3 is nothing but past participle of the verb. If you say take, past tense is took, past participle is taken. So we can say here, she has read a novel. She has read a novel. So then what is the negative sentence for this? Subject plus have or has plus not. Only inclusion is here not plus V3. So she has not read a novel. So this is used for any just been finished action. Let's go for past perfect now. Past perfect is used for any action. Suppose we have more than two actions. It can be two actions or three actions. To indicate the first action we use past perfect. Second action we use simple past. It is also used for conditionals. In some of the conditionals also we use, we can say unfulfilled conditionals we use past perfect. The structure for this positive sentences is subject plus had. There we used have or has, whereas here the helping verb is had. Only difference is that. Rest of the things are, if you want to go for object, you can go for it. It's not compulsory. So as I told you that to indicate the first action we use past perfect, second action onwards we use simple past. If there are two actions, generally we use it, and also for conditionals we use it. So evergreen example is that the train had left before we reached the station. The train had left before we reached the station. So here this sentence is an example, this part of the sentence is an example for past perfect, whereas the second action, subject plus V2, this is an example for past tense, but this particular sentence is an example, the whole example for past perfect. So I think many students have this doubt that when should we use had? Is it for long action or long back finished action or anything? Nothing of that sort. It's only used for when there are two actions or more than two actions. To indicate the first action we use past perfect. And even in the unfulfilled conditionals also we use it. Generally we say that if clause. If we had taken him to the hospital on time, the doctors might have saved him. So the first part of the sentence, what is that? If we had taken him to the hospital, that part is an example for past perfect. So both ways we can use past perfect, we can say. So present perfect and past perfect. And sometimes we have this, okay. And the next one is here, present perfect continuous and past perfect continuous. Especially we will focus on present perfect continuous, okay. So the structure for this is subject, I mean positive sentences, subject plus have or has plus been plus V4 plus since or for plus time. We use this tense for any action which started in the past and it is still continuing till this moment. And why should we use since and why should we use, or where should we use since and where should we use for? For is used for period of action, period of time we can say. This is for point of time. Since is used with point of time. Then what is the difference between point of time and period of time? Point of time means since yesterday, since last week, since morning, since 9 o'clock. Period of time means we talk about 2 hours, 3 minutes, for a long time, 3 years, 3 months, 2 days. This is period of time. That's the difference between since and period. So otherwise the definition is same, starts in the past and continues till this moment. So for is used for period of time, that is we indicate from the beginning till the end we can say. Point of time, only the starting point of the time it indicates since. Since is used for point of time. So we can, the example is here, it, we are taking has here because it is third person singular, been, V4 is nothing but the continuous form of the verb, ing form of the verb. It has been raining since yesterday. Since yesterday. The same sentence can be converted into for also. It has been raining for 1 day. If you say yesterday, last week, last year and all, since should be used. If it is time, then you have to go for we can say. So this is something related to present perfect continuous. This is somewhat confusing tense, but still many of the students follow it, but at the time of examination once again they forget. Right? Then the next one is past perfect continuous. After that we'll stop because the rest of the tenses are not that important. The last tense we'll discuss. Past perfect continuous. Here the structure for positive sentence is subject plus had plus been plus V4 time indication and all. Here also we use it for two actions. The action might have started in the past with time indication, second action also continues. So you can say that when he reached home, his children had been studying for 2 hours. It means that the children started studying 2 hours ago. So by the time he reached, the 2 hours of time was finished. It's not that they stopped studying. So by then it was 2 hours. To indicate such actions, we use past perfect continuous tense. Hope you understood very well the entire session. Thank you.